folks. This is Ron, CERT Instructor. I just want to kind of go over some things with you. We talked about some things in some of the earlier videos that I did, like things you ought to carry in your vehicle for safety reasons, also for CERT, and the same thing about preparations at your home. You know, the food, the water, 3-day rule, I say go beyond that, so you're always prepared, batteries, and whatever else. So let's just say you've done all that, you're ready, and it's time now. Let's just say it's a tornado is on its way, and you've got to go to your safe place, whatever it is, closet. Hopefully you got some sort of shelter you can go to. If you don't, well, I can tell you after working search and rescue and more, closets, interior closets were sometimes about the only thing that was left intact. So that's what I'd tell you to go. So when you get ready to go in there, you want to make sure you've got on maybe a hard hat if your kids play football, something like that. I mean, have them put on their football helmet, pads, whatever. It may sound ridiculous, but it may save their lives. So blankets, anything else that you can put between you and flying debris, good idea. So you're getting ready to do that, and you're preparing. You know you got to go there. You've got your stuff stashed, whatever, in place. Maybe it's with you, maybe it's wherever, but you've got your supplies ready to go. So one of the things that you're definitely going to do is have you some sort of a Ziploc baggie, and you're going to put some important documents in here. Now, I'm going to tell you with those documents, whatever you put in here, maybe your mortgage, loans, whatever you've got that you feel is important, wills, whatever, have it in there. But also have a copy, or the original, I would say, in maybe a bank vault or something somewhere, so it's secure. Probably bank vault's going to stand up to a tornado, I would imagine, 99% of the time, but hey. Anyways, just make sure that it's secure and that you have a copy. The other thing that you want to do is you're going to want to make sure that your ID, whatever it is up to date with your current address. And I'm going to tell you why. Now, I saw this working the Moore tornado in 2013, and that was law enforcement stopping people, asking them to identify themselves. And if your ID card, driver's license, whatever you had on you, didn't have the right address in it, you weren't getting in there. So make sure, it's very important that you do that. So make sure that your identification card, whatever it is up to date and current with your address on it. Beyond that, some of the other things that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have that plan in place before you get into that shelter. I would say have a point of contact away from what could potentially be the affected area. So let's say here in Oklahoma, I live in central Oklahoma. I have family down around Lawton, which is going to be southwest Oklahoma. So I send a text to my sister-in-law or my brother or somebody down there, and I say, hey, look, I've got to go into shelter. If you don't hear back from me, probably means something happened. When I get out, I'll text you. So they know that if they don't hear from me, send somebody looking for me if they can. Everybody in your family, they should know that person. They should have them in a phone. Everybody should know to contact that at least one person. I'd say have 2 points of contact. As we've said before, the old rule that 1 is 0 and 2 is 1. So it's a good idea to do that before you go into your storm shelter. Contact somebody, let them know that you're going in there, preferably away from the affected area, maybe out of state, whatever, grandma, whoever. But make sure that it's somebody that everybody's going to get a hold of. So after the event's over, they can get a hold of that person, let them know they're okay, whatever they got to do. So very important. Make sure you do all that before you get in your shelter. When you take shelter, do that. Remember, a lot of times you can't make a phone call, but you may be able to text. So with that in mind, some of the other things that you're going to want to be able to do is you're going to want to be able to make sure that once it's all over with and done, that life is going to get back to the normal. And the way you're going to do that is making sure you have these documents. So keep them safe, put them in a backpack, whatever you want to do. So again, make sure that hidey hole you've got what you need in there. I put everything that you can in there. You're going to want to make sure that you got a backpack or whatever. So let me take a quick look at my little list here and kind of go over some things with you. Now, something else that people do before they get sometimes into their little hidey hole, particularly with children and adults, this works too. They'll get a permanent marker and or some type of a marker and write their name, phone number, point of contact on their arm. Some people will do that with tape or whatever. So It's a really good idea. That way, if you're knocked unconscious and you're blown out of your house or whatever happens to you, somebody finds you, well, they've got some basic information so they can get a hold of. Most of us probably have a wallet, purse, or something on us, but just in case, it's a good thing to do, particularly with children, from what I understand. So let me grab my cheaters here and see what I've got on my list. Okay, so we talked about the important papers. The other thing you want to do is take pictures for insurance reasons. So anything has a serial number, if you got guns or electronics or whatever you got that has serial numbers on it, I would take a video camera, take pictures of it, do the same thing, store it on something, store it in the cloud so you're able to access it for insurance reasons. Talk about IDs. The other thing that you're going to make sure that you do is make sure that you have that meeting place. So those are some of the things that you're gonna want to do before you get in that shelter. So when I say meeting place, if this is the affected area and you can't get in, you're going to meet at McDonald's or wherever. So a lot of times within the affected area you may not be able to text, but outside you will. So have that meeting place outside that affected area. And again, make sure you call that point of contact. So those are some of the things that I tell people to do before they go in that shelter. There may be some other things that you want to do. Make sure you got your flashlights. You got stuff in your pockets that you're going to use. Just make sure that you have those things wherever you need them. And if you have any questions or comments, let's see them in the comment section. I highly would ask you, people, and advise to make comments so I know how to address things and make sure that I'm getting it across to you. So again, I'd ask you to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you for your time.